The June University campus was buzzing like always, expensive cars, powerful hires, and whisper about who ruled the elite circle. And at the center of it all stood Jungkook, the mysterious hire of June Enterprises. No one truly knew how deep his power ran. Rumors said his family had roots darker than business. Mafia whispers followed him like a shadow. Vine, however, didn't care about all that. She had come here to study, not get tangled in someone's dangerous aura. At least that's what she told herself every day. Because every time she looked up, Jungkook's eyes were already on her, unreadable, cold, and yet devastatingly intense. Vine sat in the cafeteria with her friends Lily and Hannah, trying to focus on her notes, but Lily's laughter broke through her concentrations. You are seriously not gonna talk about the way Jun Jungkook was staring at you during lectures again? He wasn't staring, he was probably thinking about how to buy the university, she muttered, not lifting her gaze as Hannah giggled, leaning closer. Oh, please, every girl on this campus will faint if he looked at them once. And you are just sitting there pretending he is invisible. Vine rolled her eyes when sipping her coffee. Because he is invisible to me. But her friends caught the tiny pink raising on her cheeks. Liar. Vine ground, burying her face in her hands. Later that afternoon, Vine was walking across the quiet side of campus, the old library hall, where few students ever come. She liked it there. It was peaceful, but then she heard footsteps slow, deliberate, and Jungkook's voice broke the silence. You really think ignoring me will make me lose interest? Vine froze misstep, turning slightly, her eyes widening as she saw him leaning casually against the wall. His dark shirt sleeves rolled up, veins visible, his gaze sharp and teasing. Why are you even talking to me? Jungkook smiled. Because I want to. You have a strange way of choosing people to annoy. He stepped closer, his collar hitting her senses, making her heart skip. You are not like them. You don't care about money or my name. That's interesting. That's called common sense, she muttered, trying to walk past him. But Jungkook moved his hand, brushed her waist, stopping her gently. Why do you keep running from me? Vine's voice lower, soft but steady. Because you make people disappear, Jungkook. And I don't want to be one of them. He chuckled lowly, leaning closer, his breath brushing her hair. I don't make people disappear. I just make sure no one else touches what's mine. Her heart shuddered violently at the possessive tone, and she stepped back quickly. You are unbelievable, and yet you are still here. He smirked, but before she could reply, someone called her name from afar. It was Hannah, breaking the spell. Wan turned sharply and walked away, leaving Jungkook smiling faintly at her retreating figure. His dark eyes following her like a secret he refused to let go. Day passed. Everyone at the university whispered about Jungkook's mysterious moods, how he ignored every girl who approached him. Only a few noticed that his eyes searched the crowd for someone specific every time. One late evening, Vine was working late in the empty library. Rain poured outside, lightning flickered. She was alone until the heavy door cracked open. Jungkook entered, water dripping from his coat, his hair slightly wet. Vine sighed, closing her book. Do you ever knock? Do you ever stop pretending you don't like me? Her breath caught, and before she could reply, he placed a hand on the table, leaning closer, his voice low and dangerous. You have been running for weeks, Fi, and I am done chasing. Her heart raced. His eyes were pulling her in, and before she could step away, Jungkook's hand reached her waist, drawing her closer gently, testing her boundaries. Someone could come. Let them. His tone dropped softer. I don't care anymore. Her beat trembled. She looked up, and that was all it took. He kissed her. Soft, deep, and full of the tension they had both been denying for too long, the kind of kiss that burned away logic and left only feelings. When they finally pulled apart, Maya's eyes were wide, her heart pounding wildly. You are insane, Jungkook smiled, his voice barely a whisper. Maybe, but You kiss me back. She opened her mouth to argue when a voice echoed sharply. What the hell is this? Both of them froze. Clara stood by the entrance of the library, Jungkook's closest friend since childhood. Her eyes were wide, her lips trembling with disbelief as she stared at them. Jungkook stiffened, his jaw tightening while Vine tried to speak, but Clara turned and stormed off before a word could leave her lips. Damn it. Vine's chest tightened. She saw us. Jungkook exhaled, rubbing his temple. Let me handle it. Vine shook her head quickly, her voice soft and scared. No, please don't make a scene, not now. I can't handle this attention. Let her think whatever she wants. Jungkook looked at her for a long moment, his expression softening. You still want this to stay a secret? Yes, just until everything calms down. I don't want drama. Jungkook smirked faintly, though his eyes softened. You make loving you too complicated, then stop loving me too late. Her heart skipped. He left after that, leaving her breathless and scared of how deep she had fallen already. The next day, the corridor buzzed again with laughter and noise, except when Mayan walked by. A strange silence followed her. Whispers spread fast. Clara had seen something, and people noticed the tension between her and Jungkook. Vine tried to avoid her, but that day, when she was walking through the old corridor, she heard Clara's voice. Vine. Vine stopped. Her back stiff, she turned slowly, meeting Clara's sharp gaze. Stay away from him, Vine frowned, her voice calm. You are misunderstanding things. Clara stepped closer. I saw everything, don't act innocent. He doesn't deserve someone like you. You are just using him for his money, are not you? Vine's heart tightened, her voice firm but low. You don't know me, Clara, and you don't have to. Clara's anger flared. You think you can fool me? She raised her hand furiously, about to slap Vian, but before the slap landed, a strong hand caught her wrist midair. Touch her again, and I swear you will regret it. Jungkook's cold voice filled the corridor. Clara froze, eyes widening. Jungkook's grip was tight, protective, his expression darker than she had ever seen. Jungkook, you are defending her. Jungkook stepped in front of Vian, his hand finding hers, intertwining their fingers right in front of her. Not defending her, claiming her. Vian's breath hissed. Clara stood speechless as Jungkook's thumb brushed Vian's trembling hand. His tone calm but lethal. She is mine, Clara, and I don't repeat myself. The corridor fell silent, only the echo of Jungkook's word remained, burning into everyone's memory. No one dared to move or breathe after Jungkook's words echoed through the hallway. She is mine, Clara, and I don't repeat myself. Vina stood still behind him, her fingers trembling inside his grasp. Her heart was hammering so loud she swore everyone could hear it. Jungkook's hold on her hand was firm, protective, like he wasn't just shielding her from Clara but from the entire world. Clara blinked. The shock still painted on her face. She couldn't even find words to speak as Jungkook walked past her, his hand still holding Vines tightly. The corridor, full of students, watched in stunned silence, whispers spreading like wildfire as Jungkook, the untouchable mafia hire, the cold king of June University, walked away with someone's hand in his. The next day was a storm. Everyone knew now. The news spread faster than wind. June Jungkook was in a relationship, and not just anyone with Vian, the quiet, simple girl who minded her own business. Whispered followed Vian everywhere she went. Some were curious, some jealous, some hateful, but Vian didn't care anymore. Not when Jungkook was openly walking beside her, his hand occasionally brushing hers, his dark eyes watching everyone who dared to look at her the wrong way. Later that week, the campus hosted a charity event, something every elite family attended. Jungkook was there standing with a few business associates, his aura powerful and cold. Vine dressed simply but elegantly, stayed at a distance, keeping her composure even though every eye in the room seemed to follow her. And then she saw Clara. Clara stood across the hall, her expression unreadable but not angry anymore. She hesitated for a long moment before walking towards Vine. Vine straightened. steady for another confrontation, but Clara's tone was unexpectedly soft. Can we talk? Wine nodded carefully, following her outside into the quiet garden area, the music fading behind them. Clara took a deep breath, looking down for a moment before meeting Wine's eyes. I owe you an apology, Wine blinked, taken aback. Clara signed, her voice trembling slightly. I thought you were just another girl chasing after Jungkook for his name, his money, everything he has. I have seen too many fake smiles, too many people trying to use him. I just didn't want to see him get hurt. He's like my brother. He is very close to my heart. Wine's lips parted slightly, her voice calm. I understand, Clara. You were just trying to protect him. Clara shook her head slowly, guilt flooding her face. No, I was wrong. I saw the way he looked at you that day. It wasn't the way he looks at anyone else. It was real. I saw it in his eyes when he was angry with me and when he said you were his. Her voice softened. It wasn't pride I saw. It was fear of losing you. My chest tightened at the words, emotions stirring inside her. I slapped the wrong person with my words. You didn't deserve that, and I'm sorry. One smiled faintly, her eyes softening. You don't have to apologize anymore. I know how much you care about him. Maybe that's what makes you such a good friend. Clara smiled weakly through her guilt. You are good for him, Ryan. I say it now. He's been smiling lately, genuinely. And trust me, for Jungkook, that's rare. Ryan felt warm rush to her cheeks at the mention, and then Jungkook's deep voice came from behind them. You two are talking about me again, are not you? They turned to see him standing there, hands in his pockets, that signature Smith tugging at his lips. Clara rolled her eyes, laughing softly. You are impossible, June. Jungkook raised a brow, stepping closer. I try my best. Clara glanced at Ryan before turning towards him again. I am sorry, Jungkook, for everything. I overreacted. She's a good one. Jungkook's expression softened slightly, his voice dropping lower. She's not good, Clara. She's perfect. One blink, her wit catching, her eyes darting away as Clara smiled knowingly and chuckled softly. I will take that as my cue to leave before you two start making me regret apologizing. She waved and walked away with a small laugh, leaving the two of them under the dim golden garden lights. Jungkook turned to Ryan, stepping closer until his chest brushed hers lightly. You forgive her? Ryan nodded. Yes, she was just worried for you. Jungkook smiled faintly. She is lucky I didn't lose my temper that day. Ryan rolled her eyes, crossing her arms. You were dramatic enough already, he chuckled, his voice low and teasing. You like it though, I did not, she gasped, hitting his arm lightly. But he caught her wrist mid-air and pulled her close, his other hand resting at the small of her back. You love when I make things dramatic. Wine sick he did. Her heartbeat stumbling at the closeness. You are impossible, Jungkook. He leaned in slightly, his lips near her ear. You love impossible, her breath caught. Her eyes fluttering shut for a second. You think too highly of yourself. Jungkook chuckled softly, brushing a kiss on her forehead before whispering against her skin. Only because you make me feel like I can. Wine looked up at him. Their eyes meet, that soft, unspoken connection that need no words anymore. All the secrets, the hidden glances, the thrill of stolen moments, they were no longer secret. Now it was real, raw, and theirs. Jungkook cupped her face gently, his thumb caressing her cheek, his voice deep and sincere. You were worth the risk, Vian, every damn second of it. Vian smiled, her eyes glistening. You too, Mr. Mafia, he grinned, leaning down to press a soft, lingering kiss on her lips, slow, gentle, full of everything they had gone through. The night sky glowed above them, the soft hum of music fading behind the glass walls of the ballroom, and there, under the garden's light, Jungkook, the fair, powerful man, stood holding the only girl who made him feel human again. Their secret was no longer in the shadows, it was in the open, burning bright.